Yo, this your boy Q Bar, and y'all already know I'm the host of the Barcode Podcast 414. And today, man, I got a legend from Milwaukee, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. Cuz don't think he a legend, but I think he a legend, man. Y'all gotta show love to my big cuz, man, Justin Willingham, man. Thank you for pulling up to the Barcode Podcast, bro.
No doubt, cuzzo. Appreciate
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opportunity, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And before we even get into anything, I gotta give you your flowers, bro. He's class of 2003, man. He's a Rufus King High School alumni. He's a WIAA state title. They had an undefeated season. They went 26 and oh, wow, 26 and oh, man. He went to Sauk Valley Community College, and then he also went to Voorhees University. It's an NAIA in South Carolina, bro. Y'all
Yeah.
show love to my big cuz, Justin Willingham, aka what they call you, Justin? Big Justin, dog.
Big Justin, Big Justin, J Ham, and it's Ham. It's
Yeah, I'm already knowing, man. But before we even get into, the things that I want to know, because of course, well, I ain't gonna say of course, because everybody may not know, but Justin is my blood cousin. We grew up in the same church, Ephesians.
yeah.
And the crazy thing about it, for real, Justin, is when we were younger, I didn't even know you played basketball, bro. And please forgive me when I say this, Lord, but when we used to go to church on Sundays, I was more excited, like, to see Justin play the
I
drums.
knew you was about to say that.
Justin played the drums, dude. We was geek. We got our little pencils back there. We try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I
That
want to
was
let
where
you
it
know,
started for
cuz.
me, man. That was the first
Yeah,
love
hey,
for me.
cuz. I want to let you know. I went to Grand Avenue, bro. You motivated me to play instruments. I never got a chance to play the drums because the drum spot was always tooken. You know what I'm saying? But I want to let you know that, even though I didn't know you play basketball, you influenced your little cousins to play the drums, instruments, even though I never got a chance to play the drum, but instruments, bro. So I always want to thank you for that, cuz. I appreciate you
No
for that.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. Now, when we was on the phone yesterday, you said that you don't know how to read music. And
Nah.
you were so talented playing the drums back then. Like, was it just your ear for the music, just growing up in church?
Yeah, man. So like, um, ever since I can remember, I mean, we was in church all the time, so I just was drawn to music. You know what I'm saying? My mom's played it all the time around the house, and everybody, well, like my brother and my sister, they sing, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I just
Yeah.
was like drawn to the drums. I probably was like 6 or 7
Okay.
when I started playing, and as you just stated, we blood cousins. So my grandfather, your grandmother, brother and sister. So my
Mm-hmm.
grandfather, I just remember like always wanting to play, and the drummer wasn't there, and I'm like, yo, I want to play. He let me play, and it was like I said, can't read music, never had any type of lessons, man. It was just God given, you know what I'm saying, talent for my ear to be able to pick up on it at such a young age, and I probably maybe like 10, 9 or 10 is when I became like the full-time drummer for the church.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dang,
yeah, but
that's
never,
cold.
still can't read music, man. I went through school, middle school, high school, just by ear. Never could read. I could pick up, I could hear something one time, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I got it. You know what I'm saying? They would be like, all right, go to this measure, and I'd be like, where we at? Somebody would tell me, I'm like, all right, I got it, and I'll pick it right up, and I'm good. But I wish I
Wow.
would have learned to read, but nah, still can't do it, man.
Yeah. That's cold, cuz. Oh my God. Hey, cuz you was like Nick Cannon before Nick
Duh.
Cannon and Drumline.
Hey, when Drumline came out, plenty of people was like, "Yo, that's you, that's you." I'm like, man, nah. I wish I had Nick Cannon bread, but nah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, for facts.
nah, Nick.
No. Yeah. Excuse me. So I know you tune into my podcast, cuz, and I
For sure,
appreciate you for that.
for
So
sure,
I
for sure.
always like to know, people upbringing. Like, I know you got brothers and sisters, and I know you grew up with both parents, but how was it for you growing up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Uh, it was cool, man. Like you just said, two-parent household, the youngest of four in the house. It was 2 boys, 2 girls. So I pretty much a lot of my time growing up was in church. But if it wasn't, we was just at the house. We was at the house chilling, listening to music. Like music was real big. Like not even watching a whole lot of TV. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just music playing, and 99% of the time it was gospel music. But when I got a little older, like we'd duck off and I can listen to a little bit more that moms weren't really
Hmm.
feeling. Pops didn't really care. He like, man, listen to whatever, just don't bring no foolishness in the house.
Yeah.
But my upbringing, it was smooth. It was smooth, fam, because I was able to, being the youngest, I was able to learn from my
Yeah.
siblings, and that's a gift and a curse, because I'm like, all right, now I know how to maneuver. I know how to kind of like work moms and pops to do a little bit of that I ain't supposed to be doing from mistakes my brother made. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, I had support,
Yeah.
and once I got to the age where, and I don't want to go too far ahead, but once I started to feel like, okay, I took a liking to basketball and wanted to hoop.
Yeah.
I had the support no matter what, like getting to practice, going to games. And it was sometimes when moms would be like, you ain't missing church. So if we got an early Sunday game, I got to go to
Ooh.
service and play the drums. And then
Yeah.
I
Fact.
missed games before, you know what I'm saying? But they supported me once I got to a point where like, this is what I really want to do and pursue this. It
Yeah.
was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and push you.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. And when you got into sports, I know you said you was about 12 years old. Was there
Mhm.
like anyone, like did your brother, did your pops, did you see anyone that played basketball that influenced you to hoop?
Man, all right. So if
I see
Jay
that
watch this,
smile,
he gonna be
cuz.
laughing.
Uh-oh.
So my brother, we went to Hartford for elementary. They went from elementary all the way to 8th grade. I left and then going to Sherwood, and I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But my brother was on the team at Hartford. That's about all I can say. That wasn't his thing. So he ain't really get burned like that. He ain't play. But I remember being at Riverside. They got to have a gym, that like basement gym, and
Yeah.
that's where they played. So I would be at those games, and I was just drawn to it. And I'm like, man, like I like this sport. I didn't know anything about it, but I like this sport. And then my oldest sister went to Sherwood High School, and she was like a cheerleader, pom poms or something. So we would go to their games. And before I went to any NPS game, I'm thinking like, yo, this is crazy. Like
Yeah.
these fans are wild, and they like drawing stuff on their faces. They got stuff up. This is Sherwood, so they really into it. Them against Whitefish Bay, like crazy games. And I'm like, I
Crazy.
want to do this. So then at Hartford, see I would see George, like George Heisler. I went to Vincent.
Yeah.
He went to Hartford, and I just thought, dude, this dude, he killing everybody. And I'm like, man, I want to do that. So I played at Hartford, I think in like fifth grade, 5th or 6th grade.
Okay.
And I started, that's where I started to get, the coach name was Maurice. He was real good with teaching me like fundamentals, because other than dribbling the ball outside when everybody playing cans or something like that, or tip, it was nothing for me. I
Yeah.
wasn't around a game like that. And then at age 12, my mom got linked up with, and this guy doesn't get talked about a whole lot, but I got to give him his flowers. Coach Johnson, Nikki Johnson, with
Okay.
Pal Swish, man, ran a great program. Um, we went to a practice at the police academy, and that's where I got my start with AAU. That team had Ray Nixon, Tim Chambers. Tim was like that when we were younger.
Yeah.
Who else? This kid, Andy Dwyer, who went to Marquette High School. Mike Gutter, who I went to, who went to
Oh
King with me,
my.
was there. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
who. It was a couple other guys on the team. That was our age bracket, but their younger team was stacked. That's pre-them. That's
That's pre them.
Khalif, Dixon,
Pre-Cleve.
Goody,
Yeah.
Rob
Hmm.
Perry. They were stacked. So that's where I got my start with really like basketball in AAU, was with Pal Swish.
Well, yeah, and that was such a good program because back when we were like coming up, like we didn't have a lot of AAU teams.
No,
So
no.
yeah, you feel me? Because you're
Yeah,
not like it
yeah.
is now, where it's a million
Oh
AAU
yeah, for
teams.
sure, for sure.
You feel me? So with you being introduced to basketball, this your first time absolutely hooping, and Did you know the household names? I wouldn't even say household names at the time, but they had a name for themselves around that time. Were you kind of like nervous going in, playing for Swish right away?
I wasn't nervous, and I didn't know the household names. I knew no one. Like I didn't
Yeah,
know what AAU was. I didn't know anything. I wasn't nervous because I just wanted to play. I
yeah,
just was like, man, I just want to play basketball. That's all I want to do. So I went in there with an open mind, like I want to play, I want to learn, and I love to compete because being the youngest of four, it was like I'm on the short end of the stick. I'm last on the totem pole with everything. So I always have to kind of like prove myself. And I have older, like on my dad's side, my older cousin who was like, him and my brother were like brothers. So like
yeah,
I'm always competing with them, and they weren't basketball players, but they were so much bigger than me at the time. It's like I can't beat them, so I just want to go play and compete. That was all I wanted to do, man. Play and compete and have fun.
yeah.
And then that's when I realized like, oh, this gets real.
Gets real
Yeah,
out there,
it's
cuz.
real because so 12 and under first year I played state tournament. I knew nothing about that, so we played. I think we played the Shooters, Wisconsin Shooters, in the championship game. Now, mind you, I'm just hooping because I don't know anything about going to nationals, nothing.
Nothing.
So we
Yeah.
lose to the Shooters, and I'm like, oh, we done. Like when is the next tournament? They like, nah, we go to nationals. I'm like, what? Yeah, we got to go to Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm like, Utah. I'm like,
We don't know what that is.
no, no, but and I'd never been on a plane before or anything. But this is when it comes back to like support. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents was like, yo, whatever we got to do, let's get it. Fundraise, let's make it happen. So I had a nice first year experience because man, Coach Johnson, when I say like it was a program, everything was organized. We got to do
Yeah.
this. We got to be here. Like it was nothing last minute, not to my knowledge. And again, I'm younger, but I've always been around older people, and I've always like stayed in the loop of what's going on. So
Yeah.
I can remember like things were organized. We had a nice hotel. We get the flight. We there. Like everything
Yep.
was cool, and that's when I was like, I get to travel doing this, and that was another thing. I felt like my parents was like, oh, we get to take trips. Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
oh who do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like this what we gonna get out of it. Let's
Yeah.
get it.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Do
that was
that.
it was Pal Swish was great, man. It was a great foundation for me.
Yeah, and that's good. And the group of guys that you were around, Ray T, that's my guy,
Yeah.
and he has a real sense of humor. So I know a lot of them trips was silly and fun, as far as in the hotel, off the court type of stuff. Like
Man,
Rob
Ray,
Perry.
Ray still to this day is a clown. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, I'm super happy for him, you know what I'm saying, with his career and everything, even what he's doing with the big three. They were in Detroit, and I'm like, man, I missed him when he was in Charlotte, but this is just like, lifelong relationships and brotherhood that you have. I'm like, bro, I gotta come see you play. So I flew to the crib and drove to Detroit to go see him rock out in the big three. So that's still my boy to this day. But built some great relationships and friendships, man. With that
Yeah.
organization. Yeah,
Yes.
Ray's a clown, man.
He a clown. He a good dude too, man. I
Yo,
know
for
he gonna
sure.
watch this, man. So shout out to Ray T, man. Did you did you see Ray T interview that I did? I kept calling him JT.
You kept calling him JT, man. I was crying. I'm like, dude,
He
but
said,
see,
Q, you
Ray
keep
and Ray
dude.
kept it real. He was like, after a while, all right now, Q.
Yeah, yeah, I was just about to say that now. That's why I messed with Ray, because he said, IQ, you keep calling me JT. And that's why I'm like, man, JT, Ray T, Mike T.
Yeah.
Come on, man. All these damn, you know what I'm saying?
And
But shout
all
out to
killers
Ray,
too, though.
dog.
They all killers.
Yeah, all killers.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
You already know it.
yeah.
So you get your foot wet, you get your feet wet, man, playing for, for Swiss, you traveling, you just playing basketball, cuz. And you choose, well, before I say you chose, what schools, if you can remember, that your three choices that you wanted to go to high school, because you went to a top, you went to a top high school in Wisconsin, which is Rufus King High School. And I know you were just playing basketball. So how did going to King come about though?
So I left Swish and went to go play with the Rebels.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was
I
a
know
jump.
that cuz.
That was a jump. That was a jump, man. I knew nothing about the Rebels. Everybody's talking about them, but I didn't play against them my first year. I think they got put out by Brookfield Magic, I believe. But
Okay.
so I ended up jumping ship, and me and Ray still give me problems about that to this day. I'm like, man, Coach Johnson was saying he was thinking about stop coaching, and we had got playing against them a couple of times. I'm like, man, we can't beat these dudes. And I'm chopping it up with Dale. Me and Jahi got real cool. So was like, Jahi and Lauren, cousin Lauren had got close because they went to school together.
Yeah.
I think they went to like Whitman or something like that.
Okay.
But so I end up jumping ship and going to the Rebels. And Dale was like, yo, King, like Coach Gaz is looking at you and Jahi. He been to some games, like he's seen you guys play, but it's a great school because he knew like my parents wasn't going for me to just go to any high school. So my choices, it was either stay at Shorewood, that wasn't gonna happen. I just had to get out of there, man.
Yeah.
And primarily for basketball purposes, but I was just tired of Shorewood. I'm like, yo, I need a little bit more than Shorewood.
I got to get it. I got to get out of here.
For sure. I talked to Luckett over at Riverside, which is crazy because I know you was talking about you were in Riverside. So I know Rick still give you Rick still come at you to this day about that. But my mom wasn't feeling Luckett. Mom's wasn't feeling she didn't want me to go to Riverside because a lot of kids I still knew from Hartford were going to Riverside.
Okay.
And she took me out of Hartford because she was like, no, you need something different. I don't want you to get caught up in any of the foolishness or whatever. So King was not too far from where my dad's parents live.
Okay.
So, and anybody know me, like, you know what I'm saying? I love all my family, but my granny, that's my dad's mother. That's my lady. Like I rock with her to the fullest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It was close to her house. I had an older cousin that went there. And of course, academically King, they say was a good school. I guess it was, whatever. Vincent was out of the question because playing with Boo, with the Rebels, Boo was already at Vincent. And just that dynasty that was over there was crazy. And I'm like, I might not play over there anyway. I'm just thinking like, I might not play. So let's see about King. And that was pretty much it, man. Moms was like, all right, King or Shorewood. And another one, like, so Ray was transferring to Dominican. And I'm like, ooh, what if I do Dominican?
You feel
But
me?
I'm like, no, that ain't about to work. You got a test in there. I mean, you got a test in the King too, but Dominican, I'm like, no, that ain't gonna work. So end up picking King, which ultimately was a great choice for me.
Man, great choice. Great choice. Now, even though you chose King, you had between Shorewood and King, and you choose King. Did you know the history before you went in there? Because like for me, when I went to Vincent, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know Boo. I didn't know Greg. I didn't know, I knew Carl because me and Marcus played on the same AAU team growing up. But I didn't know none of these players, and I didn't know they were winning all these gold balls or none of that stuff until my freshman year. I'm like, oh shit, I done walked into this type of school.
Yeah.
Like, did you have that feeling going into King or?
I knew the history. Only because, so again, like I had an older cousin that went there. I think he graduated in like 97.
Okay.
So I remember going upstate. Like my pops would drive us upstate and going to see them play. Matter of fact, I remember upstate because I remember vividly, like when I remember coming to King and I'm talking to guys in Jackson. And I was just like, yo, I remember when Deontay Fenora caught it off the backboard, like they was on a break and I forgot who was, threw it off the glass to him and he dunked. And they're like, I'm like, man, that's what I remember about King. You know, you remember highlights, but I
Yeah.
remember going upstate, and then Los Colombo went to his older brother. They went to Hartford. So I remember
Okay.
him from being on the team at Hartford. Of course, I was a young pup at the time, but I remember him being on the team, and I knew a little bit about the history. I didn't know what I didn't know was the culture of that team. That's what I didn't know. I had
And what
never
was
had
the
a
culture?
coach. Yo, I never had a coach like
Oh, coach. Okay.
no, the culture. You're right.
Oh, you
The
said the culture.
culture
Okay,
of
my
it,
bad. Okay, okay.
because I had never had a coach really like get in my face like that. You know what I'm saying? Guys is going, man, y'all may see it a little bit, and King players know y'all may see it a little bit in the games where he gets a little hot, but practice, man, guys is on you. So that was different for me. Like he yelling at me, like I'm like, hold on, no, you better relax on yelling at me, cuz like this ain't what you
Yeah.
want. But I wasn't gonna be disrespectful to him and like that, because I respected him as a coach and things like that. But that was different for me. And once I, of course, got in and started to understand how rich the history was with winning, and it's not even just about winning the gold balls. It's just being able, like having a name like you win. You know, we're in contentions to win the city conference every year. So we
Yeah.
have to come out and compete every year. You got a target on your back every night. So that was what was like eye-opening to me. Like, dang, everybody gonna bring their A game against King. We have no nights off because everybody want to beat King, Vincent, Washington. Those are the
Yeah.
teams that everyone wants to beat. So
Facts.
that was different for me.
Yeah, man. And I know it had to really be different for you because it's not too many freshmen who go into a big program like that and start all 4 years. And you were a freshman and you was starting varsity, correct?
Yeah, man. So I didn't expect that. And I
Okay.
didn't, and honestly, I didn't understand how big that was or the importance of it. I was still in my mode of just like I'm hooping. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just want to hoop, man, because this is what I love to do. So I remember the crazy part is I remember coming home like, yeah, I'm about to start. Like, I'm starting. My brother's like, you starting? I'm like, yeah, like I'm starting. And he like, dog, you understand what's going on? I'm like, nah, not really. Like
You told bro no?
because I didn't. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm competing every day in practice. Um, I understood real quick, play your role. So I've always been the type of player where I just play my role. I just fit in. I'm not trying to shoot the most shots. I'm not trying to. I just want to play the game the right way, do the small things, and do whatever it takes for us to win. So and I think it was really something because as a six two and a half, 4-man starting as a freshman, like that's different.
Yeah. That's
But
different.
I learned real quick how different this game was. real quick, real quick, man.
Because your
Yeah,
freshman year, you 03. What year was your freshman year then?
99,
About
2000.
I was just about to say 99. Is it 99 or
It
is
was. Man,
think it's
you gonna
99?
make me look I don't know
I
math
know,
here, man.
I know that's me. It's
2000. So it was 2000 because my sister graduated in 2000 and she was a senior. But we started school 99, but it
oh
was
yeah.
2000. Yeah, yeah,
So you a freshman
man.
starting in the 2000s. When I clearly just told you yesterday, I feel y'all had the best class 2003, but of course before y'all was some like good
man,
ass classes and good ass players, and you starting at 6'2" and a half your freshman year. Who the hell you
man.
had? Who you had the guard that was like, oh shit, or you didn't even hear their name? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So again, so by this time I knew because I was followed. I've always been a student of the game.
Yeah.
So once I got to middle school and I started to, watch city games, and I actually went to a lot of Vincent games, more Vincent games than King games because my sister best friend went to Vincent. So
Okay.
I'm watching who still to this day is he was my favorite player to watch was James Wright at Vincent
No.
because of his energy. He just played hard. I felt like he played the right way. And when he dunked, it got everybody going crazy. But watching I would go watch like Jose Marshall. I would see them play. So I'm starting to become a student of the game. But my freshman year, man, certain periods of the game, Kamar at Washington, Deontay Moses at Bayview.
Oh my God.
Man, he was a problem. Like that was one of the ones I'm like, man, like coach, like, all right, you got him a couple of possessions for sure. Like, let's do this, man. I'm like, just play hard, play the right way. Don't get on Preps Plus. That was my only thing. Like, do not be put on Preps Plus because you can't. You know how social media is right now. That was our social media. Preps Plus. Or
newspaper.
That was it. So I'm like, don't get caught slipping. But Qmont at Vincent,
oh man,
we played Nicolay, so Joe Tucker, who was just, man, he was tough. There was our first home game, I think freshman year, was against Marquette. And I believe the dude's name was Andy Grunt. I believe that was his name. He was like 6'6", 6'7", big for them. And he was just a big, I mean, he was
just corn-fed.
For real. Like, and I'm used to moving people out the way, you know. I'm moving everybody, man. I'm like, this is different. You know, so that right there was like, yo, this is different. And there's some other guys I just probably not thinking of right now that I, played against. But that was eye-opening. Like, man, what are y'all? And I'm like, I guess y'all feel like I can hold my own, but God, Jackson, like, cuz y'all threw me in the fire, man, with these
fire.
Man, like, yeah, it was crazy.
Man, it's crazy because I felt like that my sophomore year. I didn't play VAR my freshman year, but yeah, your shit was a little different though.
It was different, cuz it was different. It was like, man, and you got like, so you got different type of players though. You know what I'm saying? Like Deontay Moses, he just bullying you. Like he literally was gonna move you out the way and just dunk that thing. And I'm like, dog, Kamar wasn't gonna be as physical with you, but he was so big and strong, you couldn't move him out the way. Man, Qmont was so smooth. He could face you up.
You feel me?
Face you up, glass, bank shot, take you off the dribble, punch it on you. And I'm like, all right, man, we gotta some gotta happen. I gotta switch. Like, I can't get embarrassed, man. Like, I can't get punched though.
Yeah. Now, cause I want to ask you this too, man. Going staying on your freshman year, right? Your freshman year, and you starting. How much did that build your confidence, though? I know you had to be excited, like, dude, I'm starting varsity. I'm a freshman. We got a good program over here.
It did. It built my confidence because, like, King, the teammates, like, they believed in us, though. So me and Jahi started freshman year. Jahi started at the one that we had. Mike Causey, Melvin White, A-Dub, Aaron Williams was there. So we had, a solid team, and they didn't look at us any type of way. They was like, yo, teaching us along the way. They helped build our confidence as well. Excuse me. We also had the singer on the team. I think this was the only singer was Squirt. Mia Perkins.
Shout out to Squirt. Allen Iverson.
AI, for real. And that was
he looked just like
that's
AI.
the crazy thing. And my sister was like, oh, Squirt, he looked like Iverson. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know. So then I go and practice. I'm like, oh, dude, he do look like Iverson. But that's just how focused I was on, I just want to hoop. I wasn't thinking about, all the other things. But they were extremely supportive, man, and helped us, helped to groom us and teach us, how to play the game the right way on that level, because it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Even playing AAU, playing against a lot of guys that are just bigger, but they're still our age, so they may not have been as strong, or the game just wasn't, thought the same way, because we at King we press and things like that, but guys stress certain principles to where with Dale, with the Rebels, we hooping. We press, we get steals, we throw lobs, we get dunks, we shoot threes. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And it worked for us. Coming to King, he's like, all right, we got these sets, we got these plays. And I'm like, all right, this is different. So that was the different part for me. But freshman year, it playing, starting VAR built my confidence. which continued to go up. My confidence was, building each year, more so like understanding how to lead, to be a
Yeah.
better leader, on the floor and figuring out how to reach my teammates. That was
Yeah.
something that really Aaron Williams taught me a lot about my freshman year.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I know you brought up my boy Jahi, dude. I always feel that Jahi was one of the top point guards to come from the city. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you brought his name up because I want to ask you because you actually, played, on the Rebels with him in high
Hmm.
school. Can you describe like what type of teammate and how it was playing with Jahi Craig, man?
First thing I say about Jahi is always keep your eyes on him. So when I first started playing with the Rebels, I went from playing, of course, with Swish. Tim Chambers was a score first guard. Tim putting it up 30. He giving
Yeah,
you
for
30.
sure.
And then second is going to be Ray getting his shots, and then I'll fall in place. When I first got on the team with them, Jai, like always be looking for the pass. I'm like, I'm cool. Plenty times, ball hit me in my chest. Ball hit me in my face. I wasn't ready. Jahi,
Yeah,
if I can describe his game, he's one of the quickest I've played with the ball. Like as far as dribbling the ball, Jahi was so quick, and his vision was amazing, man. He would find you when you didn't think you were really open. Jahi was making a way to get you to rock.
for sure.
Um, but Ja also built your confidence too. So you miss a pass, Ham, be ready. It's coming back next time. Like just be ready. Be ready for those. Talking to you during the game as well. Jahi was a true point guard as far as like a
Yeah,
leader on the floor. Ja was that man. Floor general,
yeah.
that was him. That was
That's
definitely his game.
facts. That's
Yeah.
facts, bro. Yes, and I'm glad you shared that because I've been trying to get Jahi on the podcast, and bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, oh no, Q, oh no, and I let you know. You know how
That's
Jai
Ja.
is. That's my dog.
That's Ja, man.
You feel me? But I'm glad you brought that up though, because we come from an era where, like you said, we didn't have social media, so some people gonna forget. Some people
Mhm.
may have forgot about Ja. You know what I'm saying. But you saying what you saying, and I'm knowing what I know about Ja, man. Great, wonderful player, bro. I remember watching him when I was younger, and I'm like, damn. And I don't even like little guards, but I'm
I
like,
know.
damn, this little motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Jai,
Except Billy.
yeah, oh man, I love little Billy, but he a little ass nigga, man. Little ass nigga, man. Man, I told you a little side story, cuz true story, dog. I've been hearing Billy name since 4th grade, bro.
Okay.
I finally met Billy in 7th grade. It's when he was on crutches. He broke his foot. I said, y'all fear this little nigga? Dude was tiny as hell. I'm like, y'all scared of
Yeah.
dude, bro? I said, oh shit. And then we played against him. I said, oh, okay.
Now
Now,
you see
okay.
why.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah. Now back to your freshman year though, cuz did y'all ever get a chance to, make a state run? Did y'all fall short that year, or did you get a chance
Oh
to go
man.
upstate your freshman year?
Nah. We ran into Devin Harris, man.
Oh,
Tulsa East.
oh
Tulsa East.
shit.
So uh, I knew I, I knew, watching film or like going to see him play, I'm like, yo, he's tough. But I had confidence. I'm like, man, if we play as a team, we gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I had never seen anybody get up and down the floor at his size, at 6'3", 6'4", like he was. And this is where you know what I'm saying, where you don't like small guards. It was like, yo, we had no guard to even stop him. Jahi and Mike, you know what I'm saying, Mike Causey jumping out the gym. But Devin is going right over the top, shooting it over the top, and Tulsa East Tulsa East program is solid. That was a
Yeah,
solid
for sure.
program.
Yeah.
But Tulsa East got us. Matter of fact, Tulsa East got us every year, freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Yeah,
Whoa.
Tulsa East. Yeah,
What?
yeah. But
Toast
that freshman year,
Yeah.
that was eye opening for me because I had never played on that level. It's different than AAU. Like AAU, we play against top-notch players that went to the league, stuff like that. But it's a different atmosphere. Everything is different, man. So that game was different for me.
Yeah.
And it was like it really felt like the game went like that.
Wow.
For real. The game was just so quick to me, and I'm like, that's it. It's over. We going home. And I didn't understand, like, people are sad and all of this other type of stuff. I'm like, let's get it next year.
Yeah.
I got 3 more years. I'm like, let's get it. Not thinking, hey, this is it for Squirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it for his high school career now. Or I only got 1 year left or 2 years left. I'm like, Ja, let's get in the lab. Let's figure out what we need to do to help get our team to another level.
Yeah, see. Cause you was just so laid back. Cause like, man, just get it next year. But you like, oh, we can get it next year, but Squirt won't be here. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, all right, you won't be rocking with us, but we gonna get it.
Yeah. So going into your sophomore year, now you done got your feet wet, man, being a starter, playing all these, these good guys from the city, bro. What's your mindset and approach now? You know what I'm saying? After playing your freshman year, getting through in the fire, now it's sophomore year, you like, I know you had to come back. Like, I'm ready.
Sure.
I'm ready now. So, but what was your approach your sophomore year?
Get stronger and understand the game more. It wasn't like, for me, and this is probably like something that I should have done. I wasn't really trying to work on shooting the ball, you know what I'm saying, dribbling, because it wasn't what guys needed me to do. So for me, it was understanding the game more, becoming a real life student of the game, and getting stronger. Now, this is the crazy part about it. I think we talked about this too. I didn't want to get stronger in the weight room. Like, I'm not lifting weights, man. Like, I don't want to do this. So I'm gonna do push-ups. I'm gonna do push-ups. I'm gonna run. Like, I'm gonna do stuff like that to just, get myself stronger. But it really was watching film or going to see everybody play. So, we all play Warren. Everybody play, Summer Stars. We playing all these. So I'm just going to watch people play that I know we're gonna play against. So I'm gonna go see, all right, let me see. JR them playing here. I'm gonna go watch. Knowing I'm not about to match up with JR. He's a matchup nightmare anyway. But I'm gonna go watch them play just so I can understand how these players play. Now, this is the first time I understood, man, people play so different in the summer than they do in high school. I'm like, if this is in your, like, this is what you able to do, oh, we in trouble. But then come back the next year, I'm like, you're not even doing what you was doing at the park. Like what I seen you doing at Lincoln, like, but that was it for me. That was it, man. Understanding the game more and making sure that, I also built more relationships with my teammates. And I ain't gonna lie to you, my sophomore year, I was excited because, now mind you, when I was with Swish, that's pre-dem. So backstory real quick, when I was just started with Swish, I talked about Tim, I talked about Ray, and I'm like, yo, this dude, my height at that time, me and Ray was the same height. I'm like, he's shooting threes and he able to do all of this. But I said, yo, it's this one dude on our team. He cold, because I didn't know Pre was younger. At that time, I'm like, man, he's a dog. He cold. So when I knew Pre was coming to King, I'm like, we about to get busy, because Pre, Goody, Dixon, like they coming in. That's where I was getting myself prepared, but then I'm also excited, like, what I'm saying? I got some of my brothers coming in who I've been rocking with since 12. And even when I left, like, we were still, still all cool. They coming in the King. We about to make some noise.
Yeah. And I was gonna ask you that, cause like Pre was that ninja. We all know that.
Different.
So I hope I ain't moving too fast, cuz, but
you good.
How did that make you? I mean, you just really explained it, but like, damn, you beat me to it, cuz. But damn, I was about to say, man, how the fuck did you feel when Pre was, coming to King, bro? Like, did you feel? Okay, I can ask this, cuz. When Pre came to King, did you feel in your head like, dude, we can win the state title?
Eventually, I knew. So I knew how good Pre was, and Pre had a great all 4 years. Pre had an amazing freshman year, but I knew because of my freshman year, there was some learning that need to take place. You know what I'm saying? But Pre right away was just rocking and rolling, and I'm like, the way he can score the ball, yeah. But Pre defensively, see, I don't think people talk about Pre D enough because
I
Pre
agree.
will lock down. Now, I know we're going to get to a point where we're going to talk about some other stuff where it wasn't really kind of got exposed a little bit, people say. But
we going to get to that. You know?
But I'll put Pre up against anybody. And I always said that, man. Like, I will put him up against anybody because he played both sides, both ends of the floor, just as hard, man. And he always played the game the right way. But I said, with him and Jahi at the one,
Oh
and
my God.
some other pieces, and with how good he can shoot the ball, and Goody's IQ has always been like that. Goody always been a great player, understanding the game and things. So I'm like, we'll get us one. I didn't think it would take us till senior year. We'll get there, but I knew we would eventually get one. Not sure about sophomore year because I knew it was some learning we still needed to do. But we were tough, man. Not saying I didn't feel like we could do it, but I'm like, I wasn't as for sure like I was senior year. And I'm not gonna get too far ahead, but that's where I was, man.
No, I know exactly how you feel. Cause like, I like our team. I do, but it's gonna be tough to win a gold ball.
Because you still have, again, JR, they're still there. And I'm like, man, these dudes, they're different, and they've been on this level, for 3-4 years, so they understand a little bit more than we do. We still learning, but we gonna compete every night for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so good. I just gotta fucking ask, dog. I will never forget this, dog. I want to say this is your junior year, I believe. You and Greg Brown, y'all the same year?
He's a year ahead
older
of me.
than you,
He's
right?
02.
Okay, he 02. All right, so true
Let's skip
story.
my junior year, cuz.
Yeah. Well, I gotta bring this up, man.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna talk about it all. Let's go.
Yeah, cuz I feel you though, man. Trust me, cuz I hate telling the stories too, man. But this is true story, dude. I was a freshman at Vincent, GB senior year. GB coming to school. He got the brand new cool grays. He got his goes hitting. His fro look like a microphone. It's all neat. He fitted. This is King versus Vincent at Vincent. So we all know Pre, So we like, Pre sophomore, I'm a freshman at the time. And we like, dude, everybody think Pre about to kill you tonight, dog. What you gonna do? Man, you just coming. I know y'all gonna be there tonight, man. I'm gonna score 40. I'm gonna score 40 on little dog. We like, oh shit. And y'all played them, bro. And dude scored like what 40, 42 for real, bro. On the young putt Pre.
42.
How would you, knowing that Vincent a household name, you playing at Vincent, you playing against that two-headed monster, Greg Brown, Boo Wade, and then they got the addition of Dion, and they got Lil T, they got Carl, they got Wante, the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was your mindset? Did you feel like y'all can beat us, dog, or what, cuz?
I mean, you go into every game feeling like you can win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You always go into that. So if I'm not mistaken, I think Greg didn't play the year before that. Right.
Okay.
So at King, I don't think he played. But y'all still y'all had Tay Butter, who thought he was a problem. He was a matchup nightmare too. But y'all was, Boo was still there, George. So I'm coming into it with confidence, but I knew, and because playing AU with Boo, we've had conversations. I'm like, I know this is a big game. So let's just stick to the game plan and let's not get caught up in the hype. That was the main thing. Like, don't get caught up in the hype. If we do what we got to do and compete, everything's gonna happen the way that it's gonna happen.
Facts.
Man, I didn't think Greg was going to give us 42, but I've seen Greg put 40 up. So that wasn't new to me because with the Rebels, we merged with Playground. So I've seen Greg 3 age groups, 90 points in a day, 100 points in a day, something like that. So I've seen it. I'm like, man, this dude he's different. But then I also saw a different side of Boo that people at Vincent didn't get to see as often with the Rebels, where Boo would go for 30 and a half and not even look like he breaking a sweat. So I'm like, I knew what we were, going up against. I still liked our odds because I liked my team and I knew we was going to compete and play hard. We had pieces to the puzzle that would compete. It was just that was a long night for us. Now that game didn't go quick like that Tulsa's game. That game wasn't. That was a long night because I think Boo still had 20 plus.
Damn.
I think Boo still had 20, but I think Pre got his too. Pre gonna score. You're not gonna shut Pre down, and Pre gonna get his money.
That's facts.
But it's you got Wante on one block, who I'm like, dude, 1-on-1, you're not really gonna stop Wante. You got Carl on another block who when they throw it up in the air, he's going to get it. Dion, you know what I'm saying? Dion doing his thing, being a facilitator, locking down on D, hitting open shots. It was a tough night. It was a tough night, man. Listen, we learned from it. Now I can say that much. We learned from it, and there's another group of Vincent players that caught the backlash of that. I'm gonna just say that.
We know you're gonna learn from it. Y'all took y'all anger out on us.
Man, I wanted to beat y'all by 42.
Yeah, dude, hey, listen, cuz you said 30 yesterday. I felt like 42. It was 40.
No, I think we only beat y'all by 30, like 36. And I'm not saying only like that's not a lot, but I wanted to beat y'all by 42. I mean, like people was bringing the paper to school. Like we got to look at this paper. It says like Brown Kong's King or something. I don't want to see this, man.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about it. Everybody talking about it, man. I'm like, man, this is embarrassing. But
it is. We're gonna get to that. Y'all kicking our ass when I was a sophomore.
Had to.
But yeah, had to because you ain't wrong, dude. So I know you said you failed to Tulsa East. That was your junior year. Devin Harris was gone. So a young Al Hansen, he was a sophomore with 3.
That's it.
He put y'all out?
Not just Al. So Al, Tulsa East is a good program. They ran a great program over there. Let me see. They had a shooter. Was it Joswick? I think Steve Joswick was their shooter.
Steve. Yep. Steve.
Andy Fruin, left hand big. They
left
had.
Hand. Yep.
But Al was on a tear that year. Al was just, and so the crazy thing about Al, I knew Al from when he played with Swish.
Mm-hmm.
Al was just always been funny, joking. He gonna rib you. He ribbing during the game, like Al will rib you during the game. I don't remember Al making no jokes.
Yeah,
and maybe I missed him, but Al was on a mission, and they got his junior year. Now junior year, I felt like I'm like, yo, if we get upstate, we'll probably, we'll meet up with Vincent again. But I'm like, we gonna get upstate because earlier that year, the team who ended up winning it was Madison LaFollette. And I want to say we're the only team that beat them. Yeah, with the Flower brothers, with Jonte Flowers and Mike Flowers.
Yeah.
Then they had, I think the dude name was Quincy on their team. They were tough. I mean, they won state, but we beat them. We beat them at King that year, our junior year. And it was like, I'm like, yo, they were people were saying like they gonna make noise, make a state run. I'm like, and we beat them, we go on the state. I don't know if we didn't really I'm not gonna say we didn't take Tulsa serious, but we just, we didn't have
y'all didn't think Tulsa East can beat y'all though, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm already knowing what you was getting to, cause it's like, okay, we know y'all good, Tulsa East, but I don't think y'all can beat us though. We got we got Dixon, we got Goodwin, got Jay, we got myself. You know what I'm saying? We got myself, Mike Gutter. You know what I'm saying?
And at that time, so Jermel, We called him J Dub, still my boy to this day. Jamel Jackson Wilson. You
Yeah,
know
that
who yeah,
bow-legged mother.
punching
Yeah,
that
him.
thing.
Yeah.
But he was coming into his own. So I'm like, we good, man. I didn't think they could beat us. And but honestly, that junior year we weren't really a unit yet. We were
Mm,
still individuals playing a team sport, but not we didn't gel like that. And this is where like I give Guys a whole lot of credit because he brought forgot the guy's name, but he brought this guy in to help us to do like team building stuff, like work with us our mind. When he brought it, I'm like, man, he better not be on no Phil Jackson type stuff, man. Like I ain't into that, man. Like chill. So I was against it. And me being a captain, like right away, I was like, I can't right away shut it down. Because as a captain, if I'm like, I don't rock with dude, not saying they're followers, but that it can trickle down and people may
yeah,
not even give him a chance. But after junior year, man, we started to do everything together. Like I'm, me, I'm a homebody. I just chill. I
yeah,
don't go out. I don't do nothing. I'll just be chilling. But I started to interact more with my teammates because I'm like, if I feel like if I want y'all to go to war as a team, as a unit, then I got to meet y'all where y'all at. You know what I'm saying? So let's kick it. Let's go out. Like let's do a little bit together. And we built that brotherhood. And I know that's what took us over the top. It was the same team. It was the exact same team, man. We had one senior on our team junior year. But other than that, it was the same team.
it was the same team. And that same team went into your senior year,
Yeah.
my sophomore year, and kicked our ass and everybody else's ass because y'all went 26-0. And
Mhm.
truth be told, cause we human. So going into my senior year, granted I got hurt early, but going into my senior year, I'm like, dude, we winning state this year. Fuck this shit. What
Yeah,
was your
man.
mindset going into your senior year? I'm sorry, cuz
We got this. Because
you
I,
knew,
I, I
you
felt
just felt
like
it.
I felt like we had it. Because I felt like, and this is me personally, man, I've battled so many of these dogs, these killers in the city. Now, not saying there weren't any, because you still had Tory at Juno, you know what I'm saying? Draylon then went over to Custard. Um, y'all were young. You
Yeah,
know what
we
I'm
was
saying?
young pups.
I felt like y'all were I felt like y'all were where I was my freshman and sophomore year. Super talented team, but y'all were young. So y'all had to, you know what I'm saying, take y'all bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
I'm like, ain't nobody beating us. The only team I felt like would give us any type of competition was Brookfield Central, and we never played them.
Wow.
Never
Who
got a
did
chance to
Brookfield
play them.
Central have? Is
Luke,
that with
Luke Holmes,
Luke?
rest in peace. Luke, Big Joe, that played for the Cleveland Browns. I think I think it was Steve. So Brookfield Magic AAU team was basically Brookfield Central High School. So I knew a lot of them players from playing AAU and things like that. So I'm like, that's our competition. And because we never played them, I'm like, that's gonna be a different beast. But everybody else, I'm like, we straight.
We straight. And
We
y'all
straight.
ran through that shit, cuz. And that's we when we was on the phone yesterday, cuz, I told you I kind of do the same thing you do. Like I let people give me my flowers. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
don't just be out here. I probably talk amongst my guys and stuff. And you
Yeah.
said something that stood out, like, oh, cuz, oh no, cuz y'all went undefeated. It's tough to win the NBA finals. It's tough to win the NCAA tournament. It's tough to win the state title. It's tough to go upstate.
Yeah.
And y'all went upstate, bro. Won the gold ball and went undefeated 26-0, cuz. I got to give y'all flowers for that, man. And I forgot to add this too, cuz. You got to get on my butt too, cuz. Y'all in the Hall of Fame, bro. Y'all in the
Yeah,
Hall of
appreciate
Fame.
it. Appreciate
Come
that.
on, cuz. You feel me? You got things to tell your kids. Like, look,
Man.
Pops, I went undefeated. I'm in the Hall of Fame. I got a gold ball. I went junior college. I went to, university. You got some stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's good,
Yeah.
cuz. Congratulations. But I'm
Appreciate
still
it.
cuz I love you, dog. But
Yeah,
I'm
love, bro.
still mad
Love.
at you, dog. I'm still mad at King. I'm still mad at your bow-legged friend, bro. Y'all kicked our ass, dog. I remember being on the bench like, bro, how many times they gonna fucking dunk on us? So this your senior year, cuz, and you already said, like, man, we got this shit. Ain't nobody standing in our way. But then you run up against a young Vincent team who y'all got your ass kicked the year before, you know what I'm saying, by Greg and GB. And we knew our sophomore year that a lot of teams is gonna be coming at us because of the hell that, they put y'all through. So for you, that game, y'all kicked our ass, man. How did that make you feel just blowing out the young pups, bro?
I wasn't happy though. I told you, cuz I wanted to beat y'all by at least 40. Let me like, and this is, I'm not cocky in no type of way, man, like at all. I'm like, we gonna beat them. We gonna beat y'all because mentally, I don't think y'all could beat us. Period. But I wanted to beat y'all by 40, like that. People still talk about it to this day. That 42. So the crazy thing about it is, my nephew lives in Alabama. He plays football. And me and my brother was talking to him about, just how the game is different. He like, man, people wasn't dropping, 30 and 40s like that on y'all. I'm like, no. My sister want to chime in. Greg gave y'all 42. I'm like, for real? Like, you want to bring that up? You know what I'm saying? So it never goes away. I just knew we were gonna beat y'all, but I wanted to beat y'all by 40 just because of what GB did. Man, like, and this is GB though. This is NBA talent. This is one of the best I've ever seen with my own eyes to play basketball. The way he played the game, it was just before it was different. Like, his style of play, even if he played right now, I still think GB would get buckets. And this, to me, it's not a lot of people you can say that because the game has evolved, especially with shooting the 3-ball. But 1 foot over half, he was doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was doing effortless. And I'm just like, yo, he's different. So yeah, we came with the mindset, man. It wasn't a lot of games, honestly, I had like penciled in my senior year because I just felt like we're clicking on all cylinders. Everybody knows their role. Nobody's gonna go outside the box. We got y'all. I can say y'all was penciled in because I want to pay back. Custard, which was actually a really good game. We only beat them by like 2, I think, because they had, Dre and Tyson and all of them transferred over there. So I knew that was gonna be a game. And Draylon and Pre always went at it. They always battled. Yeah. Those were always epic battles.
Facts.
Juno, my boy Tory, Tory's probably one of the toughest matchups I ever had, still to this day, battling him at AAU practice and stuff. But I'm like, yo, that's gonna be a game. And
they didn't have enough.
No, they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough.
OT and Tory, though. I love you, Tory. If you watch this, y'all ain't have enough. It was just Tojo and OT. But go ahead.
Yo, did Tory? So it was junior or senior year. Tory didn't even play. No, he didn't play against us. So the crazy story is, but me and Tory, me and Tory still tight to this day. When they came down to Charlotte and play, I got to see Dooney play. Went to a couple games. Tory's still my boy. But Tory, we just kicking it before the game. And I'm like, yo, come in the locker room and chop it up with me. Coach is mad. Like, why you got him in the locker room? I'm like, it's my boy. Like, it's just Tory. But that was just me. Like, I didn't think anything major of it. Like, yo, this my guy, man.
This is my guy.
We chopping it up. Like, he not playing, so it's all good. But playing against Tory, and then everybody was hyped about the Washington game, but I really wasn't.
Yeah, that was with JP. I forgot who all they had on their team.
X.
X. How disrespectful am I? I'm sorry. That's my boy, X.
I think he's underrated. I think X was so cold. X could do everything. And like X, you know how most people got it. Like, they got to play with the ball. They got the ball. X played great off the ball. X was going to get his open shots. He wasn't going to force nothing. He was going to dunk that thing, or he could shoot it. He was smooth. X was nice. But I didn't feel like they were a unit. I didn't feel like they were really like playing together like that. So I wasn't worried about them either. Why would we beat them by 30?
Damn, y'all beat them by 32?
I think we beat them by
Oh,
30.
oh, okay. Well, I feel
Don't
I
feel so
feel a little
bad,
better.
cuz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We in the same boat, man. Yeah. But so look, now that all right, so you go through your senior year, man. Y'all go upstate, you finally win, and our experiences are different. I went upstate junior year, cried. We lost the game to go to the championship. Senior year, I only played 4 games. We go to the championship, we lose. I cry again. Now, you fell short 3 times freshman, sophomore, junior year. Now you win it your senior year undefeated. When you win, and I know we basically kids back then. You know what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
young men. When y'all win and have an undefeated season and you put in so much work, cuz was there like any emotion there? Did you cry? Was it excitement? Like how was your cuz you shaking your head? Okay, tell me how you felt, bro.
It was nothing. It was nothing. I was happy. I was more so I was more so relieved. Like I've never been that like jumping up and down, like, that ain't really me. I told Coach Jackson, so like guys and Jackson love both of them. Jahi and guys like this. Me and Jackson was like this. So I told Coach Jackson, I'm like, we gonna get one. And I just remember going to him like, we got it. You know what I'm saying? Got you another one. And I wasn't thinking like I got me one. I was just like, yo, we got us one. And that's kind of it, man. I was happy, but it was more so like I knew that I knew they took a chance on me. Starting a
Yeah.
freshman at varsity was very strategic for them. Let's put him in the fire now so he can learn. Let's get all, the bumps and bruises. Let's take care of this now. Let's not wait till junior year for him to understand how to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Understand
Yeah.
how to play his role. So let's start now as a freshman. And by the time what they wanted was by the time my junior year, we would be ready. But we fell short. But because we still were able to get the '03 class was still able to bring them a ring, a gold ball home, I felt like we did what we were supposed to do, man. And that was pretty much it. Crazy, like, so going back to family, like when we won, I'm looking for my pops. I'm
Yeah.
looking for my pops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where pops at? Because we had talks, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you bring it home. Pops was like, listen, all the hoop and everything was on Brian Butch. All American, going to
McDonald's
Wisconsin, all of that.
All-American, all that.
Pops like, don't let him win state. Don't let him win state. That was it. Because we had played them in like I think it's called the Badger Classic earlier that year and beat them. So I'm like, I know we can beat them. Once Brookfield lost to Fond du Lac, I'm like, oh, we good.
Y'all
So
good.
that's what I was on, man. I'm like, with my pops, and then that was it, man. I was ready to go back to the hotel and ready to go home.
Yeah, cuz laid back. Hey, look, that's why you know what? I was the leader of Vincent, dog, but me and you was different leaders, okay?
Yeah,
We
yeah, I know.
won. I was in that bitch partying. I was the first dude to order 50-piece chicken wing. I come back to the room and like, hold on, bro, why you got so much chicken, bro? Shit. They said they got this. This on Vincent tab. This on the school tab. What? You can't tell Q Bar that. Man, this true story, cuz whatever hotel we was in, this lady gave me 50-piece chicken wing. That's probably why we fucking win,
Yo,
man. I was a
you
horrible leader,
tripping.
man.
You tripping. No. Hey, you were the leader you were. We know why y'all didn't win. Well, we know why you couldn't contribute the way you were supposed to, Mr. Football. Um, but you listen, the way you led was great for you. I don't know, man. I was just it was different. And everybody, like you didn't seem like he was excited. I was excited, but that
Yeah,
was it, man.
that was it. That was it. And we gonna get into the Hall of Fame. Y'all going into the Hall of Fame and stuff. But um, excuse me, cuz. But I love to talk about this because when you're younger, you really don't know. Like,
Hmm.
but when you get older and you look back, you kind of like, where was the help? Where was the support? Now, I know that you and Coach Jackson was tight.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I get it. But now it's your senior year. You're undersized big. How to recruiting? Because you know our era, cuz
yeah.
we
D1 or nothing.
D1 or nothing.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? So how
yeah.
was the recruiting for you, man? 4-year starter at King, won a gold ball undefeated season. Was the support there from the coaches, Coach Guys, Jackson? Not to throw them under the bus or anything, but how was all that for you, cuz?
Nah, and definitely not throwing anybody under the bus. It wasn't. It wasn't much.
Okay.
Um, I feel like guys. He's. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame coach. He's been there for years. Coaches will come to him. I don't think guys really had to go to coaches and be like, "Hey, I got this player." It's really if coaches come to him, he'll push like, "All right, so and so here, so and so there," or like, "I got this player." Okay, he'll push him. How much or how aggressive he is with pushing him, I don't know because I didn't experience it. You know what I'm saying? But I also understood as well, like you said, I'm undersized, big, and I'm not about to go no major D1 school. I'm not about to go to no D1 school. So let's figure out what's next for me. I didn't know D2 is solid because everybody's just pushing D1, D1, D1. You like, resume. I'm not averaging 20. I'm not putting a lot of numbers up and all of that type of stuff. But you're a 4-year varsity starter who understands how to play the game the right way. You could fit into a program somewhere. Um,
Facts.
I had a couple, and a couple like letters. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I think I got a letter from Chicago State, and you get those like little questionnaire things like that. I'm not talking about that, but I had something from Chicago State, um, and it was a couple other like D2s. I remember Winona,
Oh,
but yeah, which that's a great D2
great
program,
program.
national champs and stuff like that. But because I didn't have any knowledge of what's next at the next level, like what to expect, I didn't know. So JUCO hit me. You know what I'm saying? The coach down in Sauk Valley was like, "Hey, I saw you at State. Um, where you going?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like I don't know. I'll figure something out." He's like, "Come down." Me and my mom drove down there, and he was like, "Yo, you can get school paid for. You can come here and play basketball and go to school for free." And for me, I was like, "All right, cool. My parents ain't got to pay for school. I don't have anything else. Let's just go. Let's see what's going on."
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up JUCO. So my recruiting was really nothing. I didn't experience like recruiting like that until I got to JUCO, where I had some opportunities, where some D2 programs, and I started to understand a little bit more. Like, oh, these programs, like these are real programs. They're solid. They got
Yeah.
you looking at the roster. I'm like, yo, this is a D1 transfer. I remember playing
Ye-
dude at AAU. Dude is cold. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so these programs have great talent. I'm like, dang, man, I probably should have jumped on talking to, like, or trying to see what's going on with some D2s. And my JUCO, the assistant coach, I remember he pulled me to the side. He was like, yo, what was it like for you? He was like, man, you won state, you're a 4-year varsity starter. Like, you definitely understand the game and you work extremely hard because when I got to JUCO, I was like, yo, I got to get in better shape. From the
Mm.
first open gym we had, man, I'm like, I got to get in better shape. So I'm up in the morning. I'm running. I'm still shying away from the weight room, though. I'm not going to the weight room, but I'm getting myself in better shape. Man, I had, just I was in better basketball shape. He like, yo, your work ethic is there. What was it like? And I'm like, nothing. He's like, man. So he started showing me these are programs. He's like, you probably will fit good here. You probably will fit good there. I didn't understand you needed to find a program that fits your game
Yeah.
either. I didn't understand that. So just as much as um, schools are recruiting you, I think athletes need to look at programs that are going to fit their game and help
Yeah.
them to grow and become better, better ball players. But
Facts.
yeah, I had nothing, man. I knew of nothing. The only the only college experience that I had at that point was going up to Madison with Ray and Boo.
Oh,
That's it.
wow, dog.
Yeah.
And I know I don't know, cuz did that make it worse for you? Like, damn,
Yeah, for sure.
hey, in Madison? I know in
Because you
Bastrop,
got to
this shit cracking.
Devin is killing it up there. Boo, I'm like, yo, Boo and Ray, like these, I grew up playing with y'all, but now I'm watching y'all on ESPN play. So I'm like, and when you go to Madison,
Yeah,
it's different.
yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I'm gonna say.
it's
It's
different. Yeah,
different. So
it's
I'm like, dude,
different.
I'm a senior in college up here. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a senior in high school up here in Madison. I'm like, yo, this is college life. It's different.
Yeah, it's
Go to
different.
JUCO. I'm like, man, this ain't nothing like what I thought. This
Exactly.
ain't nothing going on. I'm not going to no house party at your apartment, man. I'm not going to that, man. No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
But now that you older, man, and you look back at it, like, do you kind of penalize, coach guys for that? Because truth be told, people kind of ask me that question with Diener, and for me sometimes it's hard to answer because it's just kind of like, damn, it sucked. You know what I'm saying? It sucked
Hmm.
that, like, not just for me, but like, damn, you're not pushing for, little Billy, Willatham. You know what I'm saying? We had two people that go Division 1. Nick went for football and Marcus went to,
Oh yeah, Wisconsin.
the Badgers, Wisconsin.
Hmm. Hmm.
So looking back at it though, cuz is it like, damn, you did this to a kid? Or you just kind of like, man, you know what? It was what it was. Like,
Nah, I don't penalize them. It was what it was. So I'm that type of person where like, if things would have been different, maybe I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at right now in life. However, I also, excuse me, I also understand, and I knew this then. Like, I'm not what D1 6'2", 6'3" guys are on the block. So my game, I didn't show anything else in high school other than that. So that's all coaches got to see. So it's not like, hey, I think you'll be good on the wing. Let me just take a chance with you. Nobody's doing that because I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? So I also understood what I brought to the table. Yeah, a good leader. Yeah, good team player. But at the next level, especially at the highest where we all, dreamt of playing at, like everybody's that guy on their team.
yeah,
When you talk about D1, everybody's there got that guy. So I always tell people on our King team, we know that guy was Pre.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Pre was our guy. If we needed a bucket, Pre go get it. If we needed somebody, lock him up. Like Pre was our guy. So if anything, and I don't know everything that happened his senior year, but I'm like, I know this dude should have every D1 knocking at the door for him. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Fact.
But
Mhm.
yeah, man, I don't hold. Listen, saw guys last year, and we don't talk like that as much. And it's no bad blood, or we just don't. We don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk like that. I'm never home to run into him. So it's nothing against him. We chopped
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up
yeah.
perfectly fine, man. He still did the same stuff he did in high school. Grab you up. What's up, Ham? It's all love,
It's
man.
all love, man.
And I appreciate him taking a chance with me and helping mold me to be a leader, because even JUCO and going to play at Voorhees, coaches saw that like, yo, you're a leader.
Yeah,
You're a leader. You play the game the right way. You play hard, because you weren't gonna play at King if you didn't play hard. So
yeah.
things that he instilled in me helped me to get through school, to get through college, and ultimately get a degree. So, man, you know what I'm saying? Rock with him
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, for sure, man. All day, man. And speaking of junior college, cuz I went to Virginia, Minnesota. I went to Masabi. That shit is middle of nowhere. One grocery store, one sit down restaurant. I think it was a McDonald's, a KFC, and it wasn't shit out there.
No.
How was your experience? That was tough for me coming from being an inner city kid, bro. Going to, you know, 95% damn near 98% black high school. Uh, all my teachers are Caucasian, and then bam, I go to Minnesota. Now I'm playing with Caucasian players. It was weird. It was weird to me
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. You being the youngest, like your parents, you the baby, right?
Yeah.
I don't care how old you are. You still the baby.
Yeah,
You
for
go out
sure.
of town for school. How was that for you? Did you have a culture shock?
So because I went to Shorewood, 7th and 8th grade year, it took me back to that mindset. Not a whole lot of us out there, but what was crazy, it was in the middle of nowhere. My phone didn't work.
Whoa.
I had to go with a different phone carrier. So that was the first thing. I'm like, yo, my phone don't work out here. Now, excuse me. Um, Another one. So back then, we driving big bodies.
No,
So anybody
yeah.
that know me, like my pops is a car dude. So I'm like, listen, I'm in the big 9.8. You know what I'm saying? My joint clean. I'm good. I'm out here. I never forget the first. So my parents went down with me. We moved in and everything. Figured out my phone wasn't working. Y'all got to give me a phone. So that's when you could be out like roaming. So I'm like, yo, running a phone bill up because I'm like, I gotta have my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I leave right away. I'm like, I'm going to the gym to work out. So I go work out at the gym. I'm on my way back to my spot. I get pulled over.
In the big boy,
And the
9'8".
big boy, like, you know what I'm saying, license, all of this, what you need, what's going on. If I wouldn't have said, because my coach was also the AD, and because it's such a small town, he had been there forever. Everybody knew him. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm a basketball player at Sauk Valley. They went back. I don't know if they went and called my coach or what. They came back and was like, okay, you good. That right there was a shock to me because I'm like, why y'all pull me over? I know where I'm at. I went to Sherwood. I understand how to work with y'all. Why would you pull me over? I'm not speeding because I know what time it is. I'm like, yo, this profiling already. So that right there was a shock to me, cuz. Yeah. First
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
Hold on, that was the first night, guys?
The first because my parents left. They left that day after dropping me off. And I'm like, I'm going to the gym. Because he told me you can get to the gym whenever you want. So I go to the gym, get some shots up. You know what I'm saying? Just I had nothing else to do. And my phone actually worked a little bit at the school, but it was at my apartment. It was dead. So I'm like, let me hop on the phone, get some shots up, chill, whatever. And then on my way back to my room, I get pulled over. Yeah.
Wow.
That was one of many.
Yeah. Whoa, one of many.
One of many.
Well, hold on. Why am I acting like I'm just so shocked? Like they wasn't
Right.
doing that crazy shit up there in Minnesota. That's why I told you, cuz I was like, man, I gotta be one and done out this motherfucker. I got to go. What the fuck going on out here, dog? You feel what I'm saying? And I want to ask you this because I remember we talked about this yesterday on the phone. Remember how I told you I talked to Carl Landry and
Yeah.
you remember he had the road that he had at Vincent, but then he tried to go into Vincennes with the same mindset, but his coach was kind of like, no, you can shoot the 15-footer. No,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make plays. No, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you think you elevated your game? Not saying that you was a good player, cuz of course, let's
Yeah.
not get it twisted. But why didn't you individually, like, I'm about to start taking 15-footers. I'm about to start making plays. I'm about to start shooting threes. I'm about to start doing this. Like, why didn't you do that? Why did you kind of feel like you stayed in the same mindset in junior college?
So crazy part, cause like when I first got there, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Because I'm like, so Jahi, again, that's my boy. He was like, yo, him, you can shoot it, man. Just keep working on it, get consistent with it. I'm like, all right, cool. So that's when I would be in there doing it, like shooting it, working on dribbling, working on little things, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to expand my game. And I got to the point where like I was comfortable and confident to do more. And it was a nice little because even at junior college, I started both years, every game. He allowed me to show that a little bit, but we played against I think it was Kish. I think it was Kishwaukee.
Okay.
My bad, man. My little
Well,
boy.
you good, continue.
Played against I think it was Kishwaukee, and I always had a knack for rebounding, right? So I think that game I may have had like 13, 14 rebounds and a double-double. And he like, man, we need that. And when he said we need it, I'm like, whatever it takes for us to win, coach. Like,
You a
I'm
leader.
good.
Yep.
So
I'm
I was like,
on.
all right, let me just switch it up. Let me go back to the block. let me go ahead and do what I know to do. Although like I was comfortable with this role, playing the three, a little bit. He was like, nah, like let's just for a little while, let's do it. And a little while turned out to being the whole year.
Oh,
The whole
yeah.
year. I'm still working on my game, but it got to a point where I was just like, man, if this is where I'm needed, it's where you gonna want me to be, because I'm not thinking next level. I'm not thinking, Justin, you got to do this to figure out what's gonna happen when you leave this junior college. That
Yeah.
wasn't the case. I just wanted, let's win. And I mean, our guards did majority of the scoring anyway. The offense was flex for a little while.
Yeah, I'm glad you made that face. I fucking hate the flex.
hate the flex.
I
But
hate it, dog.
they for him, any shot that they shot was a good shot. So back to that, where I'm just like, all right, let me just play my role.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this is the feeling that I had, cause when I went to junior college, cause me and you, cuz we from the same place. We damn near had the
Mm-hmm.
same experience playing for the AAU teams, traveling, playing against top talent in the city.
Yeah.
When I went to junior college, I'm like, these niggas is weak as fuck. Like, what? Like, hold on, bro. Y'all scared of me? See, back at home in Milwaukee, the motherfucker on Washington or King, or at a Warning or Summer Start, they not scared of me.
Right.
So it's
Right.
time to get it in. And I couldn't get used to that, cuz I wasn't used to that. It was almost like, damn, y'all weak as fuck for that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't let me score. You know what I'm saying? Was the competition out there? Was your teammate? Did you think your teammates was good? Your team was good? Like, how did you feel about the conference?
The conference, I don't think the conference was. You know what? The conference was okay. So we played Malcolm X, which is in Chicago, in the hood, Kennedy King, and Kankakee. So they had
Yeah.
some killers. But outside of that, I was like, this is not. I'm used to every night being a battle, like every night, except the Pulaski, the South. Like those was those, back then. I don't know what it's like now,
No.
but back then it was just like, though that's we not playing the second half type game, But JUCO, so it was crazy because a lot of teams we play, I'm like, yo, these, how are you even playing at the college level? But at the same time, and I don't know if I should send this to all my boys at JUCO, everybody on my JUCO team, because they know what I'm talking about. Some of my teammates, I'm like, why are you even here? You're not making me better in practice. Y'all don't
You
want to
feel
be
me?
here. Y'all not good. And I'm not saying that to like, belittle anyone, but it's just like, you're not even working on your game to get better. So I think it's four black, 3 or 4 black guys on the team in my JUCO. And 2 of us played my first year, like got real minutes. So it was me and my boy Will. Yeah, he actually live in the mill now. My boy Will, he from Chicago, so he like, let's get it. Like he's ready every game. We going to war, and before the game started, like, oh man, I hope I don't get embarrassed, or like, did you see him dunk and warm up? I'm like,
Oh my God.
yeah. I'm like, this is what we doing. But we still, now our guards, they were good for what they could do. Shoot the ball, they could shoot it. You know what I'm saying? They could really shoot that thing, but we didn't have heart. And that's what we play with. That's what we play with at home. Like you play with, you gotta have some heart, man. You gotta play the game like it's your last. You go out there and you compete. You play D. You don't let nobody just dunk on you. You don't let nobody just no, we're not doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? So that was my experience. But it wasn't, no, I gotta be out of here after 1 year. I knew I had to stick it out. Primarily because I'm like, if I go home and I don't go to school, I'm never gonna go back to school. Because I don't like
Facts.
school.
Yeah.
I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? School is not my thing. I'm glad that I was able to play basketball, because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have went to college.
Yeah, facts. I'm with you.
Yeah, it wouldn't have
Same
went.
here. Yeah, if I ain't hoop, I don't know what the hell I would have been doing, but
Nah, I don't know, man. So that was the only difference, man. Like, I knew if I went back home, I wasn't about to go into that factory with my pops. I did that for a summer, and I'm like, I ain't doing this no more.
that shit dead on what,
It's
bro?
dead. Bread
Yeah,
was good though. Like, I'm like, this bread good, but I ain't doing it.
yeah. Now, I know your recruitment. You started, kind of figuring out like, okay, shit, this what like being recruited feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a lot of schools offering you, or you just had Voorhees?
So I didn't have any offers. The only two schools
Okay.
when it came down to it, it was gonna be Voorhees or Central State. And I could have went to Central State. I'm not gonna say they didn't. They told me I can come there.
Why you ain't go, guys?
Man, so it's
That's me
crazy.
too.
I
That's
know,
right
right?
down the street from the crib. That ain't too far. About 6
we
hours.
we talked. I went home, and it was me, Dale, and that was let me.
It was right before the year that
But
Boo went there.
Dale was like, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, but Dale was like, yo, you can go there, you can play, man. And I'm like, all right, but I wanted to get away from the Midwest. I wanted to
Mm,
leave the Midwest. I was like, I'm tired of this snow. I just need to get far away from home, man. I want to be somewhere in the South. My oldest sister already lived in Charlotte, so I have been down there to visit her, and I'm like, this is where it's at. So Charlotte got it's called CIAA. Used to be every year. I was like, yo, if this is what Charlotte's like, I'm coming to the South. So, and Voorhees, the coach, so he sold me like, yo, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be this and that. I got down there. Voorhees was smaller school. It ain't like no major. It's NAIA, but it ain't no big
yeah.
campus or nothing like that. But I chose it because I wanted to get away from home. But I had some interest in some schools, man.
Mm,
After JUCO, because my sophomore year, he let me rock a little bit more. And I told him, I just said, listen, I'll still rebound and be physical for you, but I need to show coaches I can do this. And I had some looks, man. Some people looking at me. I did some stuff on my own that took that away, But so I end up at Voorhees. Made some crazy decisions, man. We talked about it.
yeah. We talked about it, cuz we ain't talking about it on this bad boy though. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
nah,
We
nah.
live and we learn, but
Yeah, for
you went to
sure, for sure.
Voorhees. Yeah. Now you went to Voorhees, man. And South Carolina. How far was that from North Carolina though? Is that far? Are they far from each other?
No, so where I was in South Carolina and Charlotte, it's like 2.5 hours away.
Oh, that ain't bad at
So
all.
no, that ain't bad at all, man. Weekends, what? So I'm always gonna have a car wherever I go to school, because even they're like, oh, you can have a car on campus your first year, man. Y'all tripping? I got a car, and I'm not living on campus, so I'm straight. So
Hold on, they
yeah,
said that.
they don't
Hold on,
want
this
freshmen
wasn't
to
like no
bring.
private school or nothing, or
It's a private institution. Yeah,
that's probably why. Oh wow, how was that? Cause well, I guess you know what, my college
it's
was
a
private.
HBCU though.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Voorhees, right?
yeah. It's different, man. It was different down there.
Wow, that is different. You can't have a car, but once you said freshman, you was considered a junior, right?
Yeah, I was considered a junior, so that's why but here's the crazy part. So the coach was like, oh, X amount of credits are going to transfer. Hardly none of my credits transferred
From when you was in junior
when I was
college.
in junior college.
See, that's that
So
bullshit. But go
exactly,
ahead.
exactly. And I was like, I was hot. I'm like, man, I'm not about to be in school. But I just was like, you know what? I'm doubling up. Let me just double up so I can get out of here. I got 2 more years to play. If I can get out of here in 2.5 years, I'm good. Took me 3 to finish, but I ended up, end up getting a degree. But when they looked at my credits, I was like a couple credits shy of being a sophomore. after 2 years of JUCO. Yeah, they didn't take hardly any of my classes, any of my credits. Yeah. So I'm hot at the coach, but then I'm like, all right, let me not really show him that I'm upset because this is still gonna be my coach. I gotta play. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all the way down here so far from home. I have to play. But I didn't
Yeah.
find out about the credit thing. So I didn't find out I wasn't eligible to play until the day before the first game at Voorhees. So I couldn't play the first game. No, family
Oh,
flew down, everything, and I couldn't even hoop.
ooh, I would have been in hot water, dog.
I wanted to, you know what? I knew that if I showed I was upset, my pops was gonna be upset, and there was no stopping that dude was upset. So I had to just be cool and be like, you
Yeah.
know what? Let me just chill. Y'all came down. Let's still have a good time, and y'all will see me play. You know, y'all see me play again.
Yeah. And I don't know what episode this was, but I went through the same shit with you. And I was explaining it on the episode where I went to Masabi a half a semester. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
my half a semester that I went to school, and then my first full year, that first half a semester, it was bullshit classes. Especially the first year I actually played though.
Oh yeah,
And it just kind of I just had to play catch up. I had to double up like you, cuz. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? In 1 year, just to, sign.
yeah,
I'm like, dude, why do coaches do that? They doing,
man.
like, feel me? Y'all just like, come on, man. Like, your parents drove you all the way out there, bro. Well, not all the way out there, but they drove you to school,
Mm-hmm.
got you situated, and I'm here to play basketball for your program. You telling me you can't get me situated for school, bro? Because once this ball stop bouncing, like let me have something to fall back on, bro.
Yeah, exactly,
Like that's how
exactly.
you do me. You feel me?
But
Like
see, I think a lot of coaches are just they're not looking to see. They don't care really about what you got going on after you leave their program. So if I can get you whatever classes to make sure you're eligible to play, and as long as you can get me these wins and you make it look good on my resumes for me to go to the next level or for me to keep my job, that's all I care about.
that's all they care about.
That's
That's
it. You know what I'm saying?
man.
So you have to get in a program where a coach is going to pour into you as much as you pour into them. And what I mean by that is have your best interests at heart. Listen, I know you can't play basketball forever. What are you going to do when you finish playing? I want my players to be able to, and even if you don't graduate, okay, that's cool. But what career choice do you want to have? You know,
Yep.
where do you see yourself when you finish dribbling this ball, or you know, what I'm saying, throwing this football, or swinging this bat, whatever it is? What do you see yourself doing? And let's put you in a position to make sure you can do that. You don't get a
Facts.
coach like that, then you just better rock out, do whatever you need to do, and kick it after that.
Man, you better get cool with that guidance counselor. Cause I got cool with mine
Don't
in
get too
college.
cool with them, though.
Not too cool. See, I was going through a lot of shit. That's why I was trying to get up out of there because they thought I was smashing my coach wife. They think I was messing with the guidance counselor teacher. It was a whole bunch of shit. It's like
Cute
they can't care.
family.
Like, you feel me? Like damn, they can't
Yeah,
care about this
man.
black dude. You know what I'm saying? But whatever
They
though.
care too
That's
much. It's over.
it. It's over, dog. Don't get me started, cuz. No, but your overall college career, from playing junior college and going to Voorhees, in South Carolina, how your overall experience, like, how would you say it was? Because I know you received your degree, and let the people know. Let us know what you got your degree in too, man. But your overall experience, man, just experiencing college, because a lot of people don't experience college. How would you say you liked your overall 4-year experience?
It was cool. It was cool, man. I met some great people. You know what I'm saying? Relationships like that I still have to this day. Two of my brothers that I met at JUCO at Sauk Valley, man. Still rock with them to this day, man. A couple of my boys from Voorhees, still rock with them, man. We had some fun times. You know, we traveled. We did a lot. We learned a lot, man. We bumped our heads a lot together. You know, But the biggest thing for me is, man, that experience, I'm able to I'm able to talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
I went to school, I went to college, I was able to do this, I was able to play, at the collegiate level, no matter if it was in Division I, Division II, it was NAIA. I got to, play against some nice talent. We made it to the tournament, NAIA tournament. So, we won like 22 games straight at Voorhees.
Damn.
So yeah, man, and those type of experiences and stories, they gonna always stick with me. So I could tell it, like, I was coaching AAU for a while, and they asked questions, man. Like, coach, how was it in college? I'm able to give them some experiences and tell them some things, and even tell them the things that I'm not too proud of that I've done. Just so that they can learn from it, man. So my experience was cool. It was meant for me. You never know where you would end up if you would have went a different route. But I'm just
Right.
thankful and glad that I'm here to talk about it, man. Because you know how it is, man. A lot of us, as far as young black men, um, some of them not here to talk about the experience, but some of us are not given the experience or didn't take advantage of to have that experience, man. And I was able to, mainly because of my support system.
Yeah. Man, that's what I'm saying. You telling your story, it's tough for a lot of people to tell their story, cuz. So that's why I appreciate you, coming to the podcast, man, telling your story. Anybody can learn from this. It's just the luxury, the angle that my platform does. Like, bring up fun times. It will
Yeah,
bring back memories,
yeah,
uh brings up stories where people can learn. Somebody might watch this and tell their kid, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So it just so many angles, bro. And I just remember you just saying yesterday, like, man, cuz I don't got no story, man. Cuz we've been on here for an hour. We was on the phone yesterday for like an hour and 36, and we've been recording for an hour and 36, hour 40,
Yeah,
bro. So everybody always have a story, man. And I just feel like, you know, just because you my cousin, we didn't grow up like that. You know what I'm
no,
saying? We grew up in
no,
the church together. You know what I'm saying? But I always knew you was fam.
for sure,
Uh,
for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? I always knew you was
Yeah,
fam. And I always wanted good and well for you. Especially when
oh,
I
for
found out
sure.
you was playing basketball. I'm like, oh shit. I thought I was the only motherfucker hooping in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I got a late
Played
start,
Simone
man.
in middle school and had 40 on him. Like, come on,
Simone was,
cuz, move out the
man.
way. Yeah.
I thought Simone. I'm like, yo, you need to get on this block, cuz, for real, man. Like, you'll be a beast out here.
Yeah, man.
Love cuz
But
though. Love him to death, man.
yes, yes. Man, what you get your degree in, cuz?
Business administration, man. So yeah, I got a degree in business. I knew I was like, man, what am I going to school to study? But I'm like, man, you know, if I don't have my own business, I want to at least learn how business is ran. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is a business. And I really learned that from my grandfather, from, saying,
Yeah.
well, Uncle Joe to y'all and
Uncle Joe,
grandpa to
the us,
me.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
a business, man. So I'm like, yo, if I can, let me learn these nuggets, get my degree in business so nobody can ever, try to play me. And that's our mindset again, coming from, some Milwaukee. Like, we always got to be on the defense. Like, you really rocking with me, or we got to make sure nobody's playing us. So that was my angle, man. And I've done, with my degree, help, with some startup companies down here in Charlotte, like help them get off the ground and things like that. So it's coming handy. It's coming handy,
That's
bro.
good, cuz. Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. And like for your business, I mean, I just wish you the best for it. You know what I'm saying? I caught a
Yeah.
brain fart. I ain't gonna lie, cuz, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about a whole bunch of stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Once you got done, though, I kind of want to go back though. I know you're
Okay.
doing the business stuff, cuz, but not too far back. But did you ever give like going overseas a chance or anything? Or
Man, so I went to some camps, some like exposure camps. So this is a crazy story. I went to exposure camp in Florida. I think I told you this. Maybe I didn't. And I saw JR down there, JR Morris. Now, the guy that was running it, he was a coach, Coach Rawson here. He played in the league, and he's been coaching overseas for years, man. China, Qatar, everywhere. So I knew him. I met him like at this gym here, and he was like, "Yo, come down." So I'm down there working out. So I did go to a couple with this story. He pulled me to the side. He was like, "Hey, how you know? How you know him?" I'm like, "Oh, he from the crib." He like, "What is he doing here?" I'm like, "I don't know." That's just how I was. That's just how cold and talented. Like we got talent from the crib, man. And he was like, "Man, I know y'all got talent." I'm like, man, there's a lot of talent in Milwaukee. People just don't. Now it's starting to be exposed, but back then people didn't really know, what we had coming from the crib, man. But so yeah, I went to a couple camps. I actually went. He was coaching in Qatar in the Middle East. I went over there for a little while, man, and got to play in a couple like preseason games, and didn't have a career, you know what I'm saying, with it, but just
Yeah,
being able to travel over there and be with the team, have that experience, a different culture, and
yeah,
just to see how things work over there is different. And I know this was, man, 2009 maybe,
yeah.
but that was it for me, man. And I was just like, I'm gonna hang it up and let me just focus on, you know a career, start working and stuff like that, man, and just enjoying life.
Yeah, and I hope you are enjoying life because you know what? 'Cause I'm enjoying my life. I'm gonna be honest with you, all right? But
Man, the
a lot
barcode
of
is rocking, bro. You
oh
better be
man, thank
enjoying
you,
this.
man. Thank you, man. But no, I'm not gonna hold you up for too much longer, but I
You
do want
good?
to ask this though, because a lot of people, watch the platform and they want me to ask this, and I agree with them because I was once a player that ball was life was for me. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was
Hmm.
basketball, but that transition after basketball was tough for me. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got done playing basketball, my situation was different from yours. I left college in '09, so I never got a chance to get my degree. So I had nothing to fall back on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So when basketball stopped for me and I'm back in the city and now I got to work a 9 to 5, I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? Like, hold
yeah,
on, bro. I gotta be there at 8. Why can't
yeah.
I go at 9, bro? I got the game fucked up because you feel me? But how was that transition? Like once you like, man, I gotta wrap up the basketball, get in my career. You've been playing basketball for so long. Was even though you had have your degree and you knew what you wanted to do, was that transition still hard for you though?
Not really, because I started to coach.
Okay.
So I started to do some coaching and like some individual training and stuff like that. So I was still around the game, um, but I knew early on I'm not gonna do this forever. You know,
Mhm.
I just knew, like, I think it's different between us because you putting up crazy numbers, triple doubles, 35, 40, you know what I'm saying, in JUCO. So it's like you can continue to do this. I'm a role player. I'm gonna play my role. I want to play to do whatever it takes for us to win. I'm not standing out. I'm not a standout athlete. So once I figured out, hey, this ain't gonna be like that too much longer, it wasn't hard for me. The tough part was that transition was from junior college to Voorhees because I'm like, man, I don't really think about NAIA. I couldn't even go at least D2. All right, I'm gonna give it college years. I'm gonna get this degree. I'm gonna use basketball so I can get this education,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna stay around the game for as long as I can. So I started to make that transition in my head before I even stopped playing. Now, when I share that with some of my teammates, they're like, "Yo, we feel like we ain't get the best out of you." Then I'm like, "All right, let's go look.
Mm.
Let's go look at these numbers, man.
Yeah.
I still did solid. I still was able to almost average a double double as a still playing a block. Or sometimes a wing. Like, so I still gave y'all. I gave everything I had every time I played. It's just I knew it wasn't going to be as long as some of the other players I played with or against, their careers. So I started to make that transition in my head early so that I
That's dope.
wouldn't, go through that once the ball stopped dribbling for me, stop bouncing. I'm like, all right, you ready, Jess? Let's go to the next phase of your life. Let's coach. Let's stick around the game. Let's do this, because I had another year to graduate with no eligibility. So I'm in school a whole year without playing. But
Yeah.
all right, let's be a part of the team. Let's work with the team. Let's work out. Let's coach. Let's do that. So that period prepped me for when it was all done.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man. I'm gonna be 100 with you, cuz that's that king shit, dog. All king guys are doing good, man. I ain't saying Vincent niggas ain't doing good, but man,
Man, y'all rock
our
it, man.
mindset
For
different.
real.
That shit just hit me like, whoa, hold on, nigga. What? I gotta wake up and go to work. Oh hell nah. Fuck
But
this
look what
shit.
you're doing though. Like look what I look at,
I mean, I
your
got it together
platform.
though. Yeah.
Cause this right here, like I told you when it first started, I'm like, no, this was what we needed.
Yeah.
Especially me not being connected with the city like that. People probably don't know what I got going on, don't know where I am, know nothing. I'm just me. I'm down here. I don't go home too much. If I'm home, I'm in and out. Quick weekend. That's it. So this platform. I could just say for me, man, this has been great. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Man.
tuning in every week, and then my sister back home, like she keep me updated with what's going on. With different things.
Yeah.
But this right here, yeah,
Man.
it's needed. So you doing what you're supposed to do.
Man, I appreciate you, cuz.
No
And
doubt.
listen, I knew I wasn't gonna forget this, cuz I just wanted to say the best for last, because where we from, the talks is, the Vincent dynasty, the King dynasty, the Washington dynasty, right? We always talk about this,
Yeah,
but I have to give you your flowers because you was a part of history. You just got
appreciate it.
inducted to the, your team and yourself just got inducted to the Hall of Fame, bro. Having
Appreciate
that undefeated season. Going back home, right?
it.
Where it all started, bro, when you was 12, just going back, just growing up in Ephesians, playing the drums, getting into sports, meeting new people, you know, playing basketball, going back home, bro, getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. How did that make you feel? Cause now I don't want to hear how you felt when you won the state title. This is getting inducted. Like, people will always remember this. They will
Yeah,
remember that team and everything. But
yeah.
how did you feel though, cuz?
That's when it hit me.
Mm.
So remember I told you, like, we won, I was happy, but I just was like, all right. It didn't really dawn on me until I got the text from Goody. No, it was Khalif. It was from Khalif.
It's gonna
It was
leave.
from Khalif. And he was like, yo, what's good? I'm like, just chilling, man. He like, yo, we gonna be inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'm like, for what? That's what I said. I'm like, for what? He like, yo, for '03, like being state champs undefeated. I'm like, okay, cool. We get off. He texted me. We called me. We get off the phone, and I was like, Hall of Fame. I'm like, dang, that's serious. And
Yes.
and 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 I thought about, like, I'm like, yo, that's what everybody always talks about. Like, yo, y'all went undefeated, and I would always just be like, yeah, like, yeah, we went undefeated. We won state. Because this how crazy it was. I never got a ring until we went back for our reunion for the 20 years. I didn't get a ring.
What?
Mm-mm.
You got it now though, right?
I got it now. I got it now.
Okay. He
Right
got it
now.
now, y'all.
But it's in Milwaukee. I let my parents keep it.
That's cold, bro.
It's but I appreciate it now. Like, I see. So when we went back, and it was great, man, because before the game, the team met up. You know what I'm saying? I got to see my brothers, got to see my coaches, and then we went to the game, and I was still just excited to see pre-coach. I'm like, yo, this dude, he coaching, like, he gets to coach his son. That's super dope. Like, this is what's up, man. But when they showed the video at halftime of that King, it was King and Carmen of that game, and it just brought everything back. I'm like, dang, okay. On a much smaller scale, like, this is what it's like when people come back, like when D Wade and came back and they talked about that Final Four run or things like. I'm like, on a smaller scale, it's just high school, but I'm like, this is major, man. This is history. And to see other, like Squirt was there, so I got to highlight Squirt, got to highlight Courtney Davis. These are King guys
Steve-O.
that played before me, that paved the way, that helped me, what I'm saying, get to the point to where I was, to where we were able to win state. I'm like, this is what it's about. So at that point, I was like, this is dope. Like it finally hit me like, this is dope, man. Like, we had an undefeated season against great teams, great players, and we won state. Nobody can take that from us.
Nobody, cuz.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, I can't even remember if I hit you, cuz, but I know I hit like Khalif and Pre, all my King homies. I'm cool with all y'all fam. I remember just being excited for y'all. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, some people may try to downplay, like, you know what I'm saying? But the way I look at basketball and sports in general, it's like, bro, I know you like y'all was in the city conference, bro. And if anybody know that we got to compete every night, like you said, every night against South Palace, you know what I'm saying? But you know how hard you work, bro?
Yeah.
Competition, what work y'all put in together as a team, bro. Y'all know the ups and downs, and y'all went undefeated. If anyone hate on that, bro, they just a pure hater, bro.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is, cuz, and like I told you earlier, what did I say? Cuz we're not about to make it seem like people just go to the NBA finals every year or NCAA tournament, every year and win it. Nigga, that shit is tough. And y'all went undefeated and won it, man. Flowers, man. In the Hall of Fame, Justin Willingham, Rufus King High School alumni, 2003, kicked our ass, but I still love you, cuz.
Love, cuz. All day.
Yeah. But no, this is the absolute last question, cuz. All right. I was gonna say, like, oh man, what advice you got for the kids? No, I'm gonna say that. Man, who the top 5 in the family right now in order, cuz?
What you mean?
Who the top 5 basketball players in the family? You got I'm out there, you got Justin out there, Simone out there, cousin Kenny out there. I mean, I don't know. We got some ballers, cuz I don't know.
Yeah, we got a couple.
If it's just me and you could just say it then, man.
No,
I'd be cool with that too.
I'm gonna go top 3. I can give you top 3.
Okay, give me top 3.
I'm gonna go Uncle Kenny number 1.
Oh, I knew you was gonna say that.
I'm gonna give you number 2.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm gonna rock number 3. Yeah.
Cuz you gonna give me number 2, bro. I ain't got no more.
Listen, I know what you could do though. Like, I know Q Bar that can do everything. I know the Q Bar who I would say was a more aggressive Lamar Odom. Lefty could do everything: dribble, shoot, pass it. You know what I'm saying? But you had that dog. If you was let loose, it would have been a little different, like you were when you went to JUCO or when you went to school. Just say that period. 37. You know what I'm saying? 25, 12, and 10. Like, come on, man. I know some of the stats. So I got to. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna hate. Never. You know what I'm saying? So that's my 3 in that order. I'm gonna have to say top 3.
I take that, cuz. Man, there y'all have it, man. Y'all got my big cuz, man, Justin Willingham, man. Man, I appreciate you so much, cuz, for real, taking the time out your day, bro. Coming to the Barcode Podcast 414. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Appreciate that. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you so much, because we're gonna be still in contact, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that I want to do on this platform. There's a lot of people I still got to interview, and I appreciate you for just supporting, tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Everything, dude. And I'm gonna come visit you in North Carolina too, man.
Come through, man. I told you got somewhere to eat. All you gotta do, just tell me you come and get here. You good? I got you. For sure.
Okay. Appreciate you, cuz, man. Q Bar and J Ham is out, baby. Peace
For
out,
sure.
y'all. All right.